How's it going, guys? We're doing this engine swap on the E53 X5 today. We don't have an E53 M62tu. We have one out of a 540. So E39, which obviously is not four-wheel drive. So there's a few changes. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to use E38 or E39 M62tu to switch or swap in your X5. So I'm going to show you every little change you need to do to be able to bolt it right in. Okay, so here we are. Here's both oil pans. There's a couple differences. For one, the one for the E39 540 and also the same as the E38 740 is really shallow, you can see here. And the one for the X5 is really tall. The X5 has the axle shaft actually goes through the oil pan, and the diff actually bolts on the side of the oil pan. Here you can see the bolts. So that's one difference. Another problem is going to be your oil pump's not going to fit. So this is the oil pump out of the X5. I'm sorry, that's the oil pump out of the E39. So the E39 oil pump is basically short and fat. The oil pump for the X5 has two pieces to it. It has the pickup, and then if you look down here, you can see it has this guy here hanging down really low, and it picks the oil up. The pickup bolts on the bottom of here, and it hangs down like that, so it goes all the way down. So you have to change the oil pump, you have to change the oil pan, the upper oil pan, and you're also going to need to mess with this little rod. This little rod, I don't know if this is high pressure or what. This little rod on the E39, E38 M62tu is straight. The little rod on the X5 has a little bend to it because the oil pump's made a little bit different. The hole's in a different place. So you have to use the rod out of your X5 to be able to go into the oil pump, or it won't line up. And finally, one of the last things is that the engine mounts are different for the X5 than on the cars. And also the oil cooler is different. How it bolts on is different. It actually bolts to the top of the motor mount, and of course the motor mount on the X5 is really huge to accept that front differential. So we just had this thing lifted up on a little four-wheel drive tractor just so I could pick it up and change all the stuff out. We're just going to change the oil pan out, go ahead and set it back on the cradle. Then once it's sitting back on the cradle, I go ahead and pull the valve covers, we'll pull the intake, we'll check the timing chain. This is a pretty low mileage M62tu, but you guys know how it goes. You can't trust that. There was no shavings in the oil pan from any timing chain guides. If somebody's been here, I want to get back in here. I want to see what they did, make sure they did it right. I do see there's new silicone on the water pump, even though the water pump looks old. So that means they either didn't replace it or it's been a while since it's been done. You can see all the oil around here. These engines are not reliable enough to switch it out and not check the timing chain. You almost need to reseal the valley pan gasket. You can tell this thing's been leaking in the front. We're going to reseal the valve cover gaskets. If they're hard, we're going to replace them. And the more stuff I get my hands on why this thing's out of the car, the better off we are. So guys, we didn't get it done today. We came into another huge problem. The oil pump chain, the small chain, is longer on the E39 than on the E53. So the problem with that is, yeah, we have the other chain, we have the stuff to fix it, but you have to take the whole timing chain off because that chain goes around the crankshaft behind the timing chain. So we're gonna have to pull everything apart. I was kind of wanting to do it anyway. I want to do a video on it. I wanted to see the guides for myself and see what they look like and see the quality of them. Try to get an idea when they've been replaced. We have another set of guides to put in it. We might just go ahead and do that anyway. And that's where we're at with that. I'm trying to get the engine on the engine stand and try to bring it in here to where I can set up lights and do a good timing video on it and do the valley pan video and everything else. So that's all for today, guys. Tomorrow's video, hopefully the gasket will be in for the E36. And if it is, we'll go ahead and put the head back on that. That's all today, guys. Thank you.